Students, families, counselors, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we're a minute late here, but a few housekeeping items before we get into the Kansas Virtual College Fair. This is a 6x6 model, so we've got 3 institutions. They are presenting each for 6 minutes, and then we have some time at the very end for some round robin where we'll answer some general questions as well. A few housekeeping items before we begin with today's session. First and foremost, you're encouraged to ask questions throughout the session via that Q&A button that you see on your screen. If you've got a general question for all of the institutions, you're welcome to ask it. If you have a more specific question just for one institution, make sure to indicate that in your question. So instead of asking, hey, does anyone have a basketball team? You can say, hey, Creighton University, how's your basketball team? You can do either if you'd like. As a reminder, your camera and your microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So any questions, type that into the Q&A. This is the last of the groupings for tonight, but we have another Kansas Virtual College Fair that's happening next week as well. So you can check out the same website you went to register today to see a listing of other colleges and check out those programs. And then recordings will also be posted very soon. This is the order for today's program. We're in this C4 session. We've got Creighton University, Cleveland University, Kansas City, and then we've got Roches that will also be presenting as well for 6 minutes. I'm going to encourage my colleague from Creighton to go ahead and grab screen share from me right now. And Amanda can feel free to take it away.
Let's see if I can get this up here. So hopefully you are seeing my screen share here.
Looks
yes,
good.
So Zach says yes. So that is terrific. So hi everybody, my name is Amanda Kranz and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Creighton University. And Creighton is located in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm a regionally based counselor actually. So I'm coming to you from my home office in the Kansas City area, and I work with all students from the states of Kansas. So if you apply to Creighton, I'm the one who would review your application. And I also want to let you know that if you do have questions, I'm the only one on from Creighton tonight. So I will absolutely get to those questions after I'm done presenting. So just wanted to share that with you as well. But Creighton is a Jesuit university, and the Jesuits are the largest order of Catholic priests, and you certainly don't have to be Catholic to attend Creighton or any one of the 27 Jesuit universities in the country. The Jesuits were founded in 1540 by St. Ignatius of Loyola, and as a Jesuit university, Creighton is forming leaders for a more just world by teaching behaviors that reflect critical thought, responsible action on moral and ethical issues. So at Creighton, we have over 140 different academic programs. We are truly a liberal arts school, and students will receive a well-rounded education taught by professors, never a teaching assistant. We have about 4,400 undergraduate students and another 4,400 graduate students on our campus. And our student to faculty ratio is 11 to 1. Our average class size is 24 students. 80% of our students come from out of state, so outside of the state of Nebraska, and we have students from all 50 states as well as 50 different countries on our campus. Our undergraduate programs at Creighton are in the College of Arts and Sciences, the Heider College of Business, and the College of Nursing. All of those colleges for undergrads are direct entry, including nursing and business. We do have our own dental school. We have a law school, a medical school. We have an occupational therapy program, a pharmacy doctorate program, a physical therapy program, physician's assistant, nursing practitioner, and a graduate school that all give preference to our undergraduate students. And this is a pretty big deal. For example, the acceptance rate from our undergrad into our medical school at Creighton is around 60%. And if students are applying from outside of Creighton, the undergrad acceptance rate goes down to about 6%. So hopefully that illustrates that preference for you. This last year, we had about 157 students apply to medical school, and that's actually more than Princeton, MIT, and Georgetown. So it is something that we are pretty well known for. The acceptance rate for our dental school for our students, again, is around 65 to 80%, and that goes down to 6 to 10% if students are coming from outside of Creighton undergrad. We have no impacted majors, and that simply means that you will graduate from undergrad in 4 years. Nursing students are the only students really to declare a major right when they apply. Arts and Sciences, and then those students in the Heider College of Business, generally you do have until the end of your sophomore year to officially declare a major. So you do have some time for that process of discernment as well. We've developed an interprofessional approach to education. So we offer a team approach to healthcare education, especially. We want our students to have experience learning as a part of a healthcare team. We're building a second healthcare campus in Phoenix, and when this is complete in 2021, we'll actually be the largest Catholic healthcare education provider in the country. Creighton was voted one of the top schools in the country for undergraduate research opportunities, and we want our undergrads to come in and start engaging in research freshman year if they're ready. That is definitely available to you. Our Heider College of Business is well connected in the Omaha community. All of our business professors have practical experience. We actually have 6 chartered financial analysts on faculty, which is more than any other business school in the world. We offer 2 practicums on campus, the IJ Apple Store, which is very unique to Creighton. We have the only student-run Apple Store in the country. And we also have an investment practicum where students actually invest $6.5 million of our school's endowment through 9 Bloomberg terminals set up live to the New York Stock Exchange. Omaha was voted the #1 city for paid internships, and we actually have more internships than we have students to fill them. Omaha is home to 4 Fortune 500 companies, and we have another 50 to 60 with operations there as well, Fortune 500 companies, that is. We're also voted the #1 city for new college graduates because it's a fun place to live, and there are many job opportunities, and the cost of living is low, which is really nice. We have over 250 clubs and organizations, including sorority and fraternity life, club and intramural sports, and many leadership opportunities as well. Our students are actively engaged in service. We have our own retreat center about 20 miles away from campus in Griswold, Iowa as well. We are Division I. We're part of the Big East Conference. We actually rank #6 in the country for attendance at our basketball games, typically over 18,000 fans at every game. We also host the College World Series for baseball, and we, of course, have club and intramural sports as well, and students get into all of our home games free of charge. Study abroad is very popular for our students as well. We have many different programs, including our Global Scholars Program, where students actually get to spend 2 semesters away and 2 summers away during their 4 years with us. We are very proud of our student outcomes. We have a 99% success rate for students in the College of Arts and Sciences, as well as the Heider College of Business, and then 100% for the College of Nursing. At Creighton, you can apply through the Common Application or our own Creighton application, and we actually went test optional last year, so maybe we were a little bit ahead of the curve there. We encourage you to apply even if you haven't had the opportunity to take a test. Students without a test are still very competitive for admission and especially merit scholarships as well. This slide just gives you a little bit of an idea of the deadlines that we work on. The most notable deadline right now is the November 1st early action deadline. If we have a complete file from you by November 1st of your senior year, then you can expect to hear back from us by December 15th. And not only will you get your admission decision, but we'll also tell you what your academic merit scholarship is as well. And then finally, this is just my contact information. I encourage you to reach out. I really look forward to working with you, and I am absolutely here to answer any questions that you may have. And I also want to close very quickly by just saying we are open for on-campus visits as well. So thanks so much, and I'll turn it over.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing that information about Creighton. I appreciate it. Next up, we've got Caroline from the Cleveland University, Kansas City. Caroline, feel free to grab over a screen share from me. As you're doing that, students remember to submit your questions through that Q&A button that you see on your screen. They can be general questions, they can be specific to institutions. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to my next college.
And you're seeing my screen, yes? Okay, great. My name is Caroline Beckett, and I am an admissions advisor for Cleveland University, Kansas City. We focus in chiropractic and health sciences. So we are a small private college located in Overland Park, Kansas. We are actually coming up on our 100th anniversary in 2022. The school was actually founded in 1922 by Dr. Carl Cleveland. That's where we get the name. And our current president is Dr. Carl Cleveland III, his grandson. So we are still overrun by the founding family. But really, all we really focus on is hands-on healthcare experience for our students. So we only have a small offering of degrees at Cleveland. So I'm going to kind of go through the different programs that you can major in at Cleveland. So starting off, we do a Doctor of Chiropractic program. So chiropractic is a holistic approach to healthcare. The word chiropractic itself means done by hand. It's a non-invasive approach to healthcare. So they don't prescribe medication, they don't do any surgeries. It's all about hands-on care. So not only do they treat injuries, but they get people to a point where they are preventing injuries from happening and just having people live their healthiest life possible. So what the Doctor of Chiropractic program does require you to have 90 credit hours of undergraduate coursework before you can start. So we're looking for you to have a 3.0 in your undergraduate college coursework before you start the chiropractic program. If you're interested in pursuing chiropractic, most common majors we see coming into the program are going to be biology, chemistry, exercise science, and kinesiology, which will kind of bring me to our next program here, our Bachelor's of Science in Human Biology program. So this is an accelerated bachelor's degree, which means that you can earn it in 3 years instead of 4. It's a pre-med program that can be used for any of the professions that you see listed on there. So it's really just a quicker way to get into medical school. It can also be done concurrently with our Doctor of Chiropractic program so that you can earn both a bachelor's degree and a doctorate in 6 years' time. When you're coming to Cleveland right out of high school, we're looking for you to have a 2.5 GPA and a 21 on your ACT in order to get accepted into this program. But we do have other options available if you do not have an ACT or SAT score. The next 2 programs I want to talk about tonight are our associate level programs. So starting off, we do an Associate of Applied Science in Radiologic Technology. So a radiologic technologist is going to be somebody who takes diagnostic imaging exams, so your X-ray technician. A lot of times radiologic technologists will get other certifications in the field so that they can do other imaging things like MRI, CT, and ultrasound. But rad tech is kind of the foundation of the pyramid that you need to build upon in that profession. So that is another one of our programs. And then our last associate degree program is an Associate of Applied Science and Occupational Therapy Assistant. So occupational therapy assistants are the ones that provide the hands-on therapy to the patients under the direction of the OT. They're working with patients to develop, recover, or improve skills needed for daily working or living. So that could look like working with a child in a school, helping them develop their motor skills or play or socialize, since that's what a child's occupation is. Or you could be working with an older adult who suffered an injury like the man in the picture, and you could be teaching them how to put on their shoes again, just little daily things that a lot of us take for granted that somebody might need help recovering that skill. Both the rad tech and the OTA programs require 24 hours of general education coursework before you can start the core program. But once you're in the core program, it's only 16 months long before you graduate and sit for your licensing exam. So the degree takes less than 2 years to complete. For our rad tech and our OTA program, we currently have 100% pass rate on their licensing exams and 100% employment rate for those students too. So we're very proud of that. We recommend that students apply at least 3 to 6 months in advance, sending in official transcripts from all colleges, especially if you've had dual credit opportunities in high school, or just sending in your high school transcript and ACT score. Our application is really simple, and it's just on our website at cleveland.edu. I can also, if you want to connect with me after, help you set up a shadowing experience for these health professionals. But I really encourage you to maybe attend a virtual open house or virtual tour. We have some coming up in October and November, but we are also open for in-person visits. So if you do want to come out to campus, just make sure to connect with me. My contact information is up on the screen now. So feel free to connect with me and we can either get you signed up for a virtual event or an in-person event.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that information. Patricia, if you want to go ahead and grab screen share from me real quick, we can make sure everything looks good before you start. You're on mute. Patricia, you're on mute, but we can see your slides and we can see you. Hang on one second.
Can you hear me
now?
Now we can, yep.
Excellent. We're finally there.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see your slide previews, so if you want to go into, oh, very good, excellent. All right, go ahead and
All
take it
right.
away.
Okay, so a pleasure to meet all of you this evening. I'm Patricia Corker, and I'm the Regional Admissions Director here in the U.S. for our schools that are located in Europe. Our schools are in Switzerland, Spain, and China. I know a little unique. You're probably talking to many U.S. schools and maybe haven't thought about a school in Europe. So we just wanted to introduce our schools as a consideration and maybe for study abroad, master's, or your undergrad. The Roches program is very unique in that it's a specialty school. I'm going to share with you a little bit more about some of our ranking. We are considered worldwide rated #2 and #3 by employers, and also with regard academically for our business hospitality program. We have about 3,000 students overall. We're really proud of our ranking. We're very culturally diverse. It's about, usually when you attend a US school, you're gonna have about 10 to 15% international. We're actually the flip side of that. You're gonna be in a school with 90% international and maybe only 10% of students from Switzerland. In our Spain campus, it's about 30, and in China, it's about 30%. So when you're looking at schools in the US and you'll have a satellite campus perhaps within the state, we have the same thing, but it's in another country. So our main campus is in Switzerland, and then we have a sister campus in Marbella, Spain, another sister campus in China, and we work with one of our campuses in London, a sister school, to do study abroad. I'm sharing here some photos for you with our main campus in Switzerland. This is a little bit of some of the facilities that we have, and you actually live up in the Swiss Alps. Our campus in Spain is about 10 minutes from the beach, and you're right there by the Nevada mountains. And it's a gorgeous location. We sort of describe it as a small boutique California style school. And then our school in China is about 40 minutes outside Shanghai, sits with a large campus. But for students who are really seeking to do an internship in Asia and really learn that side of the world, it's a great opportunity. So we're a really boutique school specialty, about 3,000 students overall. And as I shared, very high culturally diverse, very high international makeup. But our programs are a little unique in that you will graduate with a bachelor's degree in business, but how we teach business is very immersive and a little bit different than you might see. We align with the hospitality industry, finance, marketing. What we do is we teach students who have an interest in business, but maybe you also have an interest in counseling, working with people, marketing, creativity, technology. How do I take all of that and really maybe tie it into business for a career that's really diverse? So our core group that we've always been known since we've been around since the 1950s is really hospitality. And about 50% of our students go into those career paths. But we also have a high number of our graduates that will go into what we consider the experience economy. So the head of Apple in China is one of our alums. The general manager at the new Louis Vuitton hotel is one of our alumni. One of our alumni also handles logistics for the Olympics. And we work with JP Morgan Chase, Bloomberg, and a number of other companies that seek our students because of their high sensitivity and understanding of how to work with customers. So like many of the other schools, we start in September and in February. Our program is only 3.5 years. It's not a 4-year program. It also includes 2 internships. And we always encourage students, but almost really require them to go to one of our other campuses, because we're really seeking students that want to have a very global education. And so you'll have an opportunity to maybe start in our campus in Switzerland at the main campus, go on your internship, and then you'll spend some time, maybe a semester in Spain or a semester in London, and then come back to your home campus based on what your specialty is. So as I shared, our core is hospitality. So that first semester is very immersive. You will take a communications class, marketing, but you're also going to have some really fun classes like working in a kitchen, learning software at the front desk, farm to table. And the reason we do that are these are skills that employers tell us universities don't do enough of teaching students the soft skills. So that's where you're going to learn all of that in that first semester. And that's really the differentiator for us. You're going to definitely do 2 internships. You'll work with our career services department, and your internships can be anywhere in the world, and they can be very diverse based on your profile and what your career interest is. But just keep in mind, you're going to definitely get a business degree. So every semester you're in a marketing course, accounting, human resources for those that might have an interest in more of that counseling side, digital marketing. It really is a core business program. Your second internship then is going to be an enhancement of what you've learned so far, and it could be in communication, sales, working in the luxury market. We're finding that right now with COVID, the challenge in the industry has really not been impacted on the luxury side. Our placement rate is about 98% in the luxury division right now. So areas that you choose within your core of business, you're going to either choose an entrepreneurial track, a marketing track, resort development, or finance. And you'll see these flags down below. That indicates which campus your specialty will be in and which campus you need to end your last year. One of our really popular programs here in the US is the ability to get your bachelor's degree and your master's degree in 5 years. And that will include a 1.5 years of experience. So our students are really highly sought after by employers, and that's why we have such high ranking. We have a really robust career services department because, of course, when you hear I've got to do 2 internships, do I have to find those on my own? You absolutely do not. From your first week, and today was arrival for a lot of our students in Switzerland and Spain. I don't know what happened there.
Sorry, we're at our time here,
Oh,
Patricia.
so sorry. No problem.
All right, no worries. All right, now I'm going to encourage my colleagues to turn their cameras on, and we're going to do a quick round robin with all of the institutions. We've got a few minutes here, so as questions can come in. So my question for the group, we're going to be in gallery view, so they'll just see all of our beautiful faces here. The question for the group will go in the same order that we presented in. What is your most favorite thing about your campus? And we'll start with Amanda. What's the most favorite thing about Creighton?
I think my most favorite thing about our campus is that we're like a big school, but we're not big. So our students have the opportunities and resources of a super big university, you know, as I said, like medical school, et cetera, but we just have 4,500 students. So we have the community and the environment of a smaller school as well. So I think that's probably my favorite thing and what students would echo as well.
Great. Caroline?
Yeah, thank you. Mine is kind of along the same lines. We are also a very small campus, and medical programs tend to be very competitive, but since we're still overrun by the founding family, we have a very family atmosphere at Cleveland, so it's very collaborative. Upper trimester, semester students pair up with incoming students to kind of serve as a mentor to them, and it's a very collaborative team effort, everybody kind of reaching the same goal of graduating and passing their board exam. So it's very like helpful and supportive and not so much competitive. And I think that's what students really like about our school.
Cool. Patricia?
I would say the international aspect. The advantage of going to a school in Europe is on the weekend, you get to go to Paris or London. You get to go anywhere within that really short time frame. And all of a sudden the world is just opens up and you end up having friends everywhere. So for me, even now, I feel so lucky. I have alumni anywhere I travel. I can call an alumni and get actually a good hotel rate or a deal at a restaurant. So that's awesome because that family feel is everywhere, no matter when you're currently in school, on internship, or when you graduate. So I love it.
Awesome. One more question, round robin, same format. What is one piece of advice you'd give to the seniors watching right now? Piece of advice to seniors in the room. Amanda, we'll start with you.
Sure. I would say, just go ahead and explore. Don't limit yourself too much. Really take a look at lots of different schools and opportunities and make some visits that make sense for you that maybe don't require you to go super far away, but that you can do in a day trip. Certainly you can visit Creighton in a day trip, typically from anywhere in Kansas. So, just keep your opportunities open, visit lots of different campuses. I know that you kind of got, you lost a lot of your visit opportunities with this past spring with the pandemic and everything. So, take advantage of that if you can this fall and keep those opportunities open and look at a wide variety of schools. You may be surprised at some of the places that might be a good fit for you. So that would be my advice.
Cool. Caroline?
Yeah, thank you. So my advice would honestly be to job shadow, because
Mhm.
picking a major is a really tough decision, and it's a real shame when you get into a program and then you finally get to the point where you're doing an internship and you're like, wow, this really is not what I thought this job was going to be like day to day. So any job shadowing opportunities that come your way, I say really take advantage of, because I think it will help narrow down, especially if you're undecided.
Great. And Patricia?
So great answers by both. I would say I wish, I hear from seniors a lot that when they went to school, they wish they had really thought about doing study abroad. And sometimes that seems to be sort of an area that you think it's going to happen, but it's not as easy to do. You have to really be thoughtful and purposeful of it. So as you're looking at schools, maybe look at that as an area that how much are they going to help me and how much is that embedded in my program. There are so many great schools, especially with my colleagues today, that already are offering study abroad. So no matter what you do, what an unbelievable experience to go do it wherever you can in the world. So I highly just put that on the radar.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your information of your institutions. Students and counselors, thank you for joining us for this session as well. As you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. We ask for your feedback. And while there are no more sessions tonight, the CACRO program does run next week as well. So if you'd like to sign up for additional sessions, to learn more about different colleges and hear this 6x6 model next week, we encourage you to go back to the website and sign up for those. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.